Okay, so this talk is to present the technologies which are evolving and the platforms which are coming in the data center virtualization. So I hope everyone is aware what is data center, how it works, and what are the platforms we are using in our current industry. S- Yeah. So fine. Hello, hello. Speedy too, actually. Hello. No, it's fine. Okay. So when traditional data centers were there, so everyone were using physical servers. So that is obsolete content, and virtualization took over that part in many years back. Okay. So virtualization evolved in many strategic areas. First of all, Zen came, there was Hyper-V from Microsoft and other virtualization platforms as well. But now, with dominant in the industry is KVM. I hope many attended those workshop of that Ubuntu as a server. Okay, so that was based upon this part only. So I will show you some like key virtualization trends. Okay, so there are hybrid and multi-cloud infrastructure. There are container native virtualization platforms, Qbert, which everyone must be knowing and must be hearing these times. There is edge virtualization. Now this is very evolving thing. Many of industries, many of the clients want to do computation at the edge level. So there, if they want to create different VMs, so they must have that platform to create a virtualization hypervisor type of thing. So it is coming on lower end devices, with the devices which are capable not to run the, you can say, data center capacity, but it can run the lower end virtual machines and containers as well. Now some security enhancements are also there in the hypervisor, like encrypting the memory, making the file systems in read only state to prevent any type of malicious attacks and all those things. So this slide is just to tell what are different type of hypervisors which I have covered. So many of us knows KVM, VMware. So VMware is common thing would use in our desktops, we use in the server end. Okay. Now Zen is something which many cloud platforms were using. One of the example is AWS, and now it is migrating to KVM, and it has migrated actually. Now XCP is a very well enterprise grade open source platform, and it is evolving based on top of Zen only, and many industry were also using it. Proxmox, so Proxmox is again a KVM part, and it uses KVM, so you can say efficiently, that it will manage the resources in very less footprint of the hypervisor. Okay, so Nutanix is also a KVM hypervisor, but it is a proprietary, not open source. Overt, so OVERT is, many of the veterans who are here must be knowing the RHEV. So Red Hat virtualization, which was there years back, which is now deprecated. So OpenVirt is the project of that part. Now type 2 is which we use VirtualBox and workstation in our laptops. So this is a detailed overview. You can understand how Zen was working. So there was a DOM 0 unit. So that DOM 0 was responsible for communicate to each virtual machine with the hardware layer. So because of that, there was a limitation, there was a crunch and bottleneck in Zen hypervisors. But this KVM actually eroded that thing. So KVM has this particular QEMU region, and that QEMU is communicating with KVM, and it is then communicating with hardware. So there is no role of dedicated unit which is communicating. Okay. And in the last, you can see that QEMU can also run some guest applications without using the KVM. Okay, you can just run some guest applications also. Now, in modern data centers, we are having some modern orchestration platforms. These are not hypervisors, but these are some orchestration platform which are again using KVM. So you cannot escape from KVM. KVM is the heart. So it is that part. So Canonical offers Cloud Stack, which is LXCD, and Charm OpenStack. So LXCD is, you can run the virtual machine, you can run the container, but in the lower footprint, and that will act as a virtual machine that they claim actually. So I never used LXCD. It has to be tested. Yeah, exactly. So that is next part which I want to test in my lab. And then we have Red Hat OpenShift. Actually, this is the most 50% of the market share right now because of KubeVirt. So Red Hat OpenShift is the next generation of Red Hat OpenStack, and they have brought this to bring the KubeVirt more dominant. But again, SUSE is also having that product, SUSE Harvester. You can Google it. So SUSE Harvester is again a competitor because of from a different vendor, and it has actually different orchestration also. Now there are some more contributions from Red Hat and community, but they were again using KVM. Okay. Now there is some Apache Cloud Stack and VMware Tanzu. So these are some proprietary. Apache is open source, so VMware Tanzu is a proprietary. Now let's see something about canonical cloud stack. So it has mass. So it is just using a bare metal as a service. Okay. So LXCT, as Bhavani told, and charmed open stack is something which you can manage the OpenStack distribution. It is a orchestration platform completely. Jury is what we had in the morning talk. Okay, so it is actually managing the complete automation environment, managing the deployment and all those things. There are some micro kits, so they are lightweight Kubernetes architecture. Okay, and strength I've demonstrated, so you can actually go through. I will not take much time. So this is Red Hat OpenStack overview, and here we can see. So OpenShift is the next generation, as I told, and it again evolving because of keyword. Okay. So SUSE Harvester is the real competitor. You can have an overview. Actually, the agenda to highlight all these products is to identify use case. So whatever is your use case will define what technology you want to use in your environment. Okay. So now this is the future direction. So from micro VM to cloud native hypervisor, and what will be the next evolving technology, that is a prediction, and that's what we want to study actually. So micro VMs are some minimal type of VMs. They are not completely having the OS, but it is having the minimal footprint required to run some libraries, which are important. Okay. So the projected market size is more than 100 billion right now. So it is a big market because your A to Z environment is on the virtualization platform now. Any service you use, any API, both are done in one VMs. Okay. So you can have a SWOT analysis, like what are the strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So I would like to talk about some threats. So threats can be, suppose your hypervisor is compromised because of any vulnerability, or your hypervisor is using some older libraries which are outdated and which are vulnerable to some attacks. This can happen. So keeping hypervisor updated is a biggest challenge. Why? Because your virtualization, if it breaks, so it can bring down many services.
Stocks on it is only kick.
So overall conclusion is, if you want to use any type of virtualization, so KVM will always be there. But again, see, the market is evolving with KubeVirt. Okay, so we have to identify our use case and then define what we have to use exactly. So each comes with their own strength and weakness point. You can have a detailed comparison. There are many blog articles, there are white papers published. You can go through that articles. Okay, because of time crunch I am not going into detail. Now this is some market analysis which I have taken after studying various market papers. Okay, so there are many type of virtualization which are coming. One is, you can see SDN. So SDN is basically for the network devices which are evolving. Now we have different type of evolution in the network devices. So SDN is a major platform. Firewalls are more going towards the SDN platform. You can have a overview with SDN. And that's all. So anyone has any questions, any queries? And I would like to show what I'm running.
Yeah, please, Saquib, please. Thunder. Taxi. अच्छा ये VPN इस पे है ना? हाँ VPN कनेक्टेड इस पे है ना मेरा? ओ ये सही आप ओके क्या हुआ? इसको उस पे देखना होगा ना? हाँ वो तो ऑटोमेटिक डिटेक्ट हो जाता है। हाँ बिकॉज ओके पर आएगा। हाँ
So actually, this is my home lab platform, and this is not a hypervisor environment. This is a Zabbix monitoring tool. This is also open source monitoring tool. I was having some one-to-one discussion with monitoring guy. I don't know. Okay, he's here. So in this monitoring tool, I just wanted to show my environment. I have around 6 VMs and it is running on a very lower end laptop. And that laptop is a i5 4th generation. Okay, so you can understand. So what is the power? And on that laptop, I'm running these many VMs. So in my home environment, I am monitoring my complete stuff. This is a VM running on that hypervisor itself. I can monitor the temperature, I can monitor CPU, I can monitor my battery capacity of the US. I can see the live alerts, the voltage is going up or down, and the logs of my core MikroTik router and the firewall as well. Might be VPN is slow. So this is actually the XCP-ng open source hypervisor community edition, and it has the orchestration platform. Okay. Sorry for the delay. It is connected with VPN to my home, and there is low bandwidth right now.
Shush. Pick up. Like super. So it all about this. I we have 10 it's that's on board. It's it more. So the longer the event take it, the and more people will want to leave early. Or we should try to get as close as possible to finish the policy. Was only thinking is a little interest in that okay. Which means they'll miss out on some other. Most people at their part start, so they'll leave before. People attend that a lot of more people attend for some day. Oh, Burma. That's a kid. But yeah, doesn't happen always. People more in the super the works not play pop, right? They put the Falcon to what? Let's say, for wait, oh, parents, you day. Time, what is the different one? Yeah. What for no?
I think bandwidth issue because here internet is not working.
Open war. Where is in pod la? Shade issue to it. Because to your no bank to.
Because here internet I cannot use a VPN tunnel.
Oh.
That's the problem. This is my lab setup just for demonstration. Okay. So this is my hobby and I have made it for my research purpose. So you can see this is a old laptop and I have made couple of hard disk as a data store with storage backup and then dual link and then I'm powering on with dedicated power supply and redundant UPS for backup and they are all smart UPS with the thermostat monitoring as well. And then a 16 port core switch with two ISPs and then a MikroTik firewall to manage the incoming rules and have a firewall also.
Can you please keep that slide open? So we have a lot of self-hosting guys here, and that is what is our dream is. I think